MyUser is a fast way to accept Fednow, Zelle, wire payments instantly within your app, just like credit cards. So our goal is just to build a very simple app to accept payments for this page. First of all, MyUser approves almost instantly, and once you get approved, you can get started right away. So first, you will need to, what we're going to do first, we're going to set up the Zelle transfers. To enable Zelle, you're just going to put your details, phone number, and or email, and then you're just going to click Enable Payment Method. I have already done that, so I'm going to just refresh the page, and you're going to see it's already done. So as you can see, my Zelle transfer is already activated. Now the second part is webhooks. MyUser instantly send you a webhook when user payment have been confirmed by user's bank. So we're gonna use a webhook.site to see the webhooks in real time. So we're gonna go to API credentials, create webhook. We're gonna paste it here. And I want to get a webhook for charge that succeeded, charge paid, and charge failed. And I'm going to click add endpoint. And that's all. So we have a webhook ready. To integrate MyUser, we're just going to use the MyUser documentation. MyUser have a great documentation, very simple. You can just copy paste the codes. It even gives you the API keys within the code. Those are your actual API keys. So now let's look at the code together for this page. So what this page does is it has a buy now button, and once it submit, it goes here and it executes it. So now let's one by one add the MyUser to this page. First of all, we're gonna add MyUser checkout.js. Second, we're gonna set our live API key, and then we're gonna create MyUser link. Creating MyUser link doesn't mean that it's just gonna open the modal or anything. It just creates in the background. You still will need it to use open link to execute it. So first of all, we want to charge $3. So I'm gonna put amount 300, which equal to 300 cents, which is like $3. And destination self. You don't have to define this, but what it means is you accept payment for yourself, not for others. That's what it means. We're going to define the email of the customer and the callbacks for if user closes the payment page or if the transaction is successful. If user closes the payment page, we're just going to console log that, and if it's successful, I'm going to add the data token, which is the token we need to initiate the charge, to buy now input. So, and then I'm going to submit the form. So, but before all of that, we need to open the link. So I'm going to put open link function here in onClick. So as you might know, I'm using the same MyUser financial link ID, which is required to open the link. And you can change the user's email simply by changing it here. Now let's look at the server side. First of all, we need to include MyUser library. You can use one of our libraries or use a curl. Then we're going to set the MyUser private key. Then now we need to use the charge function, which basically we're going to add the amount. Amount should match with the front end. Then we're going to add the token, which, as you might know, we set by now variable as a token. And then we're going to see if it's successful or it failed. If it's successful, we're going to check that we're going to get the charge ID by simply writing this. And then we're going to see if it's paid. Now, because this is Fednow, Zelle, and Wire, the way that it works is most of the time paid will be true. But in cases like wire transfers, it might not be true yet, which means that you will need to listen for webhooks. So first, let's look at the true case, which means that payment have been sent successfully. Your bank probably will receive it now or the next business day in a worst case. So now we're going to look at what we're going to do. So first, if the paid is true, we're going to just print it to the page and say payment has been received successfully. And we're going to just print the charge ID. And if paid is not true, we need to wait for the webhook. And we're just going to say payment has been initiated successfully. We're not saying that payment have been received successfully. So, and that's all. You need to accept the payment. So now let's do the test and see how all this plays out. I'm going to refresh this page and I'm going to do a payment. I'm going to do payment with Bank of America. I'm going to put my credentials. You basically, user just put your username and password. And I'm going to do that and then click submit. So as you can see it's accepting the payments. It's going to ask me probably the two-step authentication. Here we go. I'm going to put my two-step authentication key. And that's all. So it should give me now the account list. So I'm choosing this account to pay. I'm just going to click submit. And I'm going to initiate the payment. I confirm the payment. And that's all. It's successful. Let's click. Here we go. Payment has been initiated successfully. Now we're going to get the webhook. So as you can see, let's see here, charge that paid have been received, which means that user's bank confirmed the charge has been paid. And charges succeeded also have been received, which means that both user confirmed and also your server confirmed that payment have been received. So, and everything matches. So we're going to go back to the dashboard. We're going to click the payment section and it's going to load it. As you can see, it's right here. It's successful and it's all good. So that's all. That's that easy to accept payments through MyUser. Thank you so much for listening.